Marc Rebillet. I haven't seen enough people on YouTube talk about him, so if you've never heard of this musical artist, then I'm glad you're here because he is, in my opinion, one of the greatest artists of our time. And I'm gonna show you why I think that by focusing on this seemingly random guy who is just a bystander in one of Marc's shows in Dallas. So Marc Rebillet is an electronic musician. Last year he performed at Coachella, which is one of the biggest musical festivals in the whole world. So it's a pretty big deal in his career. And in the recent years, he's been touring all over Europe and the United States. In addition to that, he has a huge YouTube channel with 2.4 million subscribers. And as you can see, his videos get an insane amount of engagement. Basically, the guy is living his dreams. And the really important thing you should know about Marc is that he improvises all his music on the spot. So whenever you go to see his concert, it is quite an experience because you never know what you're gonna get. And he's known for having a very free-flowing style and humorous lyrics. And I can promise you that by the end of this video, you will either love him or hate him. With him, there is never a middle ground. And that's because he is one of the most controversial artists in recent times, since his music can be extremely vulgar and oftentimes people find it even offensive. Now, you might be asking, Rayo, how offensive can he really be with his music? Because surely he wouldn't have made it this far if people would take so much offense from it. And that is a fair point. So let's talk about what happened in June 2018 in a local brewery in Dallas, back when Marc was a completely unknown artist looking to make some money with his music. So here again, we see this guy. He's not important right now, but he's extremely important later. But let's talk about what happened. So here, Marc just got a tip from a customer and he's looking really happy. He's gonna high five the customer. And then he invites the customer back to
what do you want me to do?
Take a request.
Something extreme.
And I think this gentleman here told him to make a children's song about Poppy. I don't know what it is exactly. And he wanted Marc to make it extreme.
'Cause you're my child.
So here we witness Marc starting to play and, gather some inspiration from the word he got from the customer around Poppy or a child or something.
Oh, good. And now mom's over there taking little pictures. Put it on Instagram.
And he's building a story of, everything's beautiful. They have this beautiful family.
I really don't give a fuck, but whatever you want.
Great. I love you.
I love you so much, Ron.
So once he's done building the beautiful story of a beautiful family.
Oh my God, Rhonda.
What?
Poppy's in the pool. Poppy's in the fucking pool.
Oh, fuck! Poppy,
Go.
go get him, Harold! What are you doing?
He takes it to the extreme level. So now the child in the story is drowning in the pool and the parents are panicking.
Oh, shit, Jesus.
And he really does take it to the extreme. As you can see, he starts acting like he's really there. Like he's a master at improvisation.
Oh, Poppy! Oh, sweetie. Oh. What do I do?
I don't fucking know!
And then we see this thing. A drunk/offended customer came up behind me and unplugged my streaming equipment. Here's what happened. So luckily there was a customer who filmed this incident. And we can see that, I don't know which one it was, but one of the customers was really angry, offended because he had a family there and they didn't want their children to hear this offensive song. So here they're booing this man.
Thank you for doing that, dude. I appreciate that.
And long story short, Marc got really upset about it. And that's just one example of how some people take real offense from his music. There's another really great example of this, which I'm going to show you real quick. I think this one is really just funny and in my opinion really illustrates the duality of people. So this took place in May 20, 2018. This is at the exact same brewery Marc was playing at. And here I want you to focus on these three people here sitting in the second row. Look at them laughing here. Like they look so happy. They're enjoying the show. And Marc has created a really wholesome and energetic song for this little girl here to enjoy. But then, let's see what happens later on. There's something really weird that has happened here. When you look at these people here, you can see that the vibe has shifted. Like, they look a lot more dissatisfied now. And so this lady here you can see her recording. And now you can see they're looking really concerned about this. Like, are we really allowing this to play? Like, why is nobody doing something about it? This is clearly offensive. And this is a bit where Mark is actually doing a bit of a child sacrifice to the devil. So yeah, clearly you can see the faces on these people where when Mark is when Mark is starting to sacrifice the child in his play. Like, these people, they just cannot believe it, and the woman here was like, nope, that's enough for me. No, I can't take this anymore. This has to stop. And then they just get up. They discuss it a little bit and they leave. They take their bags and they're like, nope, we are out of here. But you can see, the funny thing is, you can see that Mark does not give a shit. He just continues playing. I think even in one of the podcasts he was a guest in, he said that he enjoys seeing people walk out of his sets.
I don't know. I loved that and loved either getting people to leave or winning them over.
He's just doing his own thing. He's just being himself, and he knows that he's never gonna win everyone over. He doesn't want to win everyone over. He understands the rule that you just cannot be 100% yourself and still be liked by everyone. That is never gonna happen. And this is where it gets really interesting. If his music can really be so offensive that it makes people pull out the plug from his performance, or even just fully walk out, then how come so many people support him? How come so many people love his music? How has his career not been cancelled even before it started? And how did this random dude at the local brewery help skyrocket Mark's career? To find out, we gotta go on a small tangent to see what kind of person Mark really is. Did you know? Did you know? This is one of my favorite parts of the video. Did you know Mark was the first person ever to purchase an iPhone when it first came out in 2007? This is him. This is Mark at 19 years old. And honestly, even in the comments says that this is my favorite before they were famous moment ever, and I totally agree. It is so wholesomely funny, and I'm sure you will love it when you see it. So let's see what happened here.
One, baby. Number one.
So Mark has the number one spot. He's sitting in front of the shop that's gonna sell an iPhone.
For those who try,
I'm buying 100,000.
And then we're introduced to this smart-ass lady here who shows up with money.
$100,000 worth of iPhones.
$100,000?
Correct.
So she has a plan to buy the first place in the line. So she wants to take Mark's spot and then get into the shop first and buy basically all the iPhones and then resell them on eBay or on Amazon for a higher price and thus make a profit. It's a great plan. I'm sure nothing can go wrong. So here the lady is going to approach the guys, and so Mark makes his easiest $800 just like that.
In line for $800.
She gave me $800.
Money talks.
A worthwhile investment, she thought.
Look, the lady is so happy about it. And Mark is like, you can tell he knows something the lady doesn't. But it is so wholesome, like he pretends like, oh yeah, that's a good deal, nice. And so, when the doors finally open to the shop...
I'm first.
Yup, she was first. But maybe instead of stopping at the bank, she should have stopped to read the rules. Her plan to buy out the store? Sorry.
Can you buy more than one phone?
Unfortunately, we can only sell one per customer.
AT&T...
So then she finds out that they will only sell one iPhone per customer. So she paid $800 for nothing. And Mark is like... Look at Mark. He's so happy about it. It's like, yeah, fuck yeah. It's the best deal of my life.
That's a serious package, folks.
That's a serious package. That's so him. And I love how easily you can tell that he has always had this really charismatic personality. And so here Mark is just rubbing salt in the wound of this lady who got kind of scammed.
I don't think
she was too happy with you.
I don't think she was, and on top of that, she didn't get a free phone.
It is one of the best stories I've ever seen about how greed gets justice, and you can just tell throughout the story just how likable Mark is as a person. He's just happy to be there and experience this thing. You sort of get that vibe from him, that what everyone calls the main character energy. And I feel that is a really accurate way of describing Mark's personality. And this is not just based on this video alone. You can easily see this main character energy through every single performance he does. For example, Mark never hesitates to go crazy like that while performing a show and just, I don't know, enjoy the moment, enjoy the chaotic experience. Like, you can truly see that he doesn't care about anything. There's not a single care in him at all. He's literally just there to experience it, whatever this is, and just share it with people around him. And you might just say that, oh, he's just putting on a performance because he's, you know, performing in front of a live audience, so he has to be that way, he has to be energetic. Surely he isn't like that when he's all by himself. And yeah, he absolutely is. This video has 37 million views and he's in his own home studio, but on a random April Fool's Day, he just decided to post this video titled Your New Morning Alarm. It is just amazing to me how carefree one person can be. Like, I want that for myself. I want to know, how does he do it? Like, just take a look at this. Do you see for a millisecond here how angry he gets? Like, he really feels everything he does. I've never seen a more main character energy in any person ever before. Anyways, that is one reason he has never been cancelled. He's just a really likable dude with a charismatic personality. The second reason he's never been cancelled is you may not like his music per se, if that's not your style, but he is one of the greatest musicians of our time. And that may sound a lot and you might not agree with it because, you know, you just cannot make assumptions like that out of thin air. But here's a quick reminder for you that I mentioned in the beginning of this video. All his music is improvised. He never goes to a studio, sits down and starts writing music. He just comes up with it while he does it. And he doesn't just make random stuff on the keyboard. He has actually studied piano pretty much his whole life. Even though he has said himself that he absolutely hates music theory.
Hated it. And especially hated, like, learning theory, practicing a song, fucking despised it, still despise it. The only difference is now my parents forced me to do it for so long that I developed that foundation in theory and an understanding how piano works, that now I can despise that because I can just play.
Yeah.
You know?
And one of my all-time favorite examples of how he comes up with his music is from the same music festival I showed you earlier. So here we can see him, you know, starting to come up with a new song. He's just playing around a little bit, finding inspiration of what to do. And in some cases, it's so clear you can see what his thinking is like. Like, for example, you can spot the moments he realizes that, oh, okay, this is good, let's keep doing this. So now you can see he has come up with an idea. He played around a little bit, now he has a general idea or a direction where to go. He plays around a little bit with the keyboard to get that melody right. And he has the loop station beside him, so when he finds a melody, he just starts playing it on loop. And then he's gonna go on to the next thing. I think now he's gonna add a bass. Let's see. Yeah, he's starting to come up with a bass line. You can literally hear him thinking. He's trying different things. You know, how does this sound? Okay, let's try this. This sounds nice. Let's take it a little bit further. And I know me talking over it might be a little bit annoying because you want to listen, but I just want to point out some of his thought process. So now he's adding some chords to the song to make it sound fuller. And it's such an insane performance that every time I listen to this section of the whole performance, I still get goosebumps. It's so insane. So let me fast forward a little bit. Now the song is almost complete. You can see he's pretty satisfied, he's getting in the groove himself. I think this moment here is also one of the moments he realized that, oh shit, this is actually good. So now he's practicing some vocals, seeing what fits, what doesn't fit. And he already has a pretty good idea.
All you gotta do is believe in yourself.
You can tell he's not satisfied with something when he doesn't put it on a loop yet. So let's see, does he put this on the loop? Not yet. So he tries again. So now that he has the first vocals in the loop, we can tell that he already knows the direction he wants to take it. He just needs to find some more vocals that are just right for this song.
Yeah.
And if you still didn't believe in his musical talent, then you can clearly tell that he can sing.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah, let's go. He found that. I really just want to shut up now and just enjoy it. So now he pretty much has a complete song. I think it took, let's see, around 7 minutes to go from nothing to a pretty much complete song. He's still building it up.
Believe in yourself, bitch.
And this is what I came up with, and oh, it's so good. Everyone's going crazy. And now you can see like what gives him energy is the fact that, you know, he comes up with a really great song on the spot. And it really does seem like he gets a hit from it, and I think it's quite fun to see. And yeah, now he's just, again, in his own main character energy, just fooling around, having fun. And yeah, anyways, I think this whole sequence just shows you really how musically talented he is, which is the second reason he's not cancelled. Like, he's just really talented. People really like him. There's maybe 1 or 2 other artists who can come up with music on the spot just like he does in every single show. Like, surely some artists can do it one time, a couple of times, but doing it consistently and doing it well so that people don't get bored of you and they continue to support you, that is absolutely insane. Alright, so now that we have established that Marc Rebillet has this main character energy and he's musically insanely talented, we can finally turn our focus on this guy. So what is so special about this guy? This random dude who just happened to be at this brewery at the same time Marc Rebillet was performing. We're gonna have to go a little bit further back in time from this event to an event that happened just a couple of weeks earlier. And straight away you can see the exact same guy. So he's just sitting there, you know, and you can easily tell that he really enjoys Marc's set. But since nobody else around him really shows it, he kind of hides it as well. And we've all been there, you're at the bar, it's early, nobody's drunk enough to dance yet, so you're just sitting there listening to music and kind of rocking back and forth on your own. And since nobody else is on the dance floor yet, you don't want to be the first either, because that would be kind of weird. And so you're just stuck there, rocking back and forth and waiting until people get on the dance floor so you can join them. It's like we as humans, we always look for that permission to do something. And so yeah, this guy's basically sitting by himself, you know, he enjoys the set. He's looking around to see if other people are enjoying it too. And you know, he doesn't see much reaction from others. But then let's fast forward to the next show where this guy also shows up. At this point, it's pretty clear that this random guy has become a fan of Mark's music, and you know, he's just there to enjoy the vibes. And so here, you know, he's just vibing again by himself. And notice by his facial expressions and his body language, he's a little bit hesitant to show how much he really enjoys the music. And so Mark, as usual, does its thing, and now he comes up with a song. It is extremely non-family friendly, and let's see what happens.
Wide shut, Henry. Okay?
You know, the guy is starting to smile a little bit, like,
A
oh.
bunch of people having sex in there?
Oh, well.
So Mark is singing about a girls' club where they're just having sex in there, and this guy, he wants to join the girls' club, but he's not allowed in. And so you can see the customers in the brewery are, you know, starting to take note, like, oh, what is this? Like, this is so different, this is so out there. Is this allowed? Like, everybody starts turning their heads, like, wait, who is this guy? And so here we can see our random dude starting to smile a little bit, like, yeah, I like this, I like where this is going. And in a second, here comes the drop.
Let me in, I'm trying to fuck!
And you can just see everyone bursting out laughing, including this guy. And look, he's looking around again to see if everybody else is allowing this to happen, if everyone else is approving of this, and it seems like everyone is. Everyone enjoys it. Coincidentally, this is the exact same show Mark got his internet cable unplugged, but we will fast forward over this. So now our guy is sitting here closer to the show, closer to the action, because he wants to be a part of it. And you know, he's starting to come a little bit out of the shell, you know, he's moving a lot more, he's smiling a lot more. He's still looking around, seeing if everybody else is also laughing and enjoying. And now look at this. This dude is talking to another dude who is actually the same guy who tipped Mark earlier. It's this guy. Anyway, so now this guy is getting accepted. He's being accepted by the group. Now he has proof that it is okay to enjoy yourself, to show yourself a little bit, and you're not gonna get shamed by other people around you. So now this guy has insane public support. And look what happens now. Okay, the guy is dancing, everybody's enjoying, and look at this, our guy is standing up. He's starting to slowly, super slowly by the way, come out of his shell. But that's huge progress. Remember before he was just standing over here doing absolutely nothing, just looking around, being like, oh yeah, it's pretty nice. I wonder what other people are thinking about it. Yeah, that's pretty nice. So now he's like, yeah, I like this stuff. And I'm gonna show it. So, you know, he's moving his hips a little bit. Now he's dancing with other people. Let's see what happens here. So look at this. He's actually gonna go in front of it, high five Mark, and tip him.
Baby, yes!
And look at his energy. Look at his energy. Do you know what happened there? What we have witnessed here is one of the most amazing story arcs of all time. And it's all because of Mark's music. So fast forward a little bit. Look at this. The guy is dancing. My mind is completely blown. Mark, with a couple of shows at the same brewery, just earned himself a fan for life. Like, this guy is always gonna follow him to wherever he goes. He's always gonna be a fan of him because thanks to Mark, this guy gets to experience what it feels to be alive. Do you see what I mean? Our dude here, I like how we're just calling him dude. He doesn't have a name. It's just a dude. He recognized Mark's genius long time ago, like a couple of shows earlier. He just never had the guts to show it. But slowly, because Mark has this main character energy of not giving a fuck, he allows other people to not give a fuck either. And sure, just like our dude here, it takes some time. You know, we saw some people started dancing earlier or started, you know, showing expressions earlier. But the point is, we've all been that guy at some point or any point in our lives. We've all felt that way, that we want to show ourselves. We want to truly express our feelings. We want to, you know, dance. We want to move. We want to scream. But we're afraid of peer pressure. We're afraid of what others are thinking. And so here comes Mark, just does its own thing as he always does, and shows you that, hey, it is okay to come out of your shell. It is okay to show yourself. It is okay to be free. It is okay to be not afraid. And so the whole point of this video, how this guy skyrocketed Mark's career, is that this guy, this dude, is all of us. For some of us, it's to a lesser degree. For some of us, it's even to a stronger degree. We are really hungry to show ourselves to the world, but we are always looking for permission outside of us. And that is why our dude here, he is my favorite dude of all time. The best dude. The best guy. He is what makes Marc Rebillet such a successful artist, because Marc simply gives us permission to be ourselves. In a world where political correctness, extreme repression, and cancel culture has established a strong presence, shutting down individuals' need and want for self-expression, Marc is the perfect anti-hero we've all been craving for, giving the witnesses of his performances the gift of hope. Marc's unmatched, energetically intense performances, alongside completely improvised and free-flowing comedic music, is a strong reminder for his fans and bystanders that maybe we shouldn't take everything so personally. And maybe not everyone out there is here to get you. As we've seen throughout this video, there are some people who agree with this and some people who maybe are not yet open to that idea. But it opens up a really great discussion on this topic, and that is why Marc Rebillet is, in my opinion, one of the greatest artists of our time.